Hi there, I'm attorney Kelly Longtin from Kelly Longtin Law, and welcome to our YouTube channel. And today I want to talk to you, or just have a discussion with you, about the what ifs of estate planning. And in order to do that, I want to talk to you about Jerry Lewis and what his estate plan could look like. Now, Jerry Lee Lewis passed away in October of 2022, and he left behind a long legacy, a large family, and a multi-million-dollar estate. Now, celebrities can give us a glimpse into lifestyle beyond our wildest dreams. But celebrities face many of the same estate planning issues that the rest of us do, such as which tax planning strategies to use and how to divvy up assets among loved ones when they themselves pass away. Now, Jerry Lee Lewis's death has prompted some thoughtful retrospectives about his life in the spotlight. But on a more practical level, his death raises questions about what will become of his estate. Now, this exercise that I want to do with you in estate planning of what ifs can really teach us some important lessons, whether we're celebrities or not, when it comes to estate planning. Now, Lewis died in his home near Memphis on October 28th of 2022, and he was 87 years old. He had outlived other rock and roll icons of his era, such as Elvis and Johnny Cash, even though he had a hard-charging lifestyle that did include substance abuse and some serious health issues. Now, some magazines have described him as the last man standing from the dawn of rock and roll. Now, arguably, he is best known for his rock song, Great Balls of Fire, but he also had some country hits, and he was a 4-time Grammy winner. He's a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Country Music Hall of Fame, and he recorded over 40 albums during a career that spanned over 7 decades. Now, Lewis was survived by his 7th wife, Judith, and he also had 6 children. 4 of his children are still alive. He has Jerry Lee Lewis III, Ronnie Lewis, Phoebe Lewis, and Lori Lancaster. Now, in the years before his death, Lewis had a huge fight going with his daughter Phoebe and her husband Ezekiel. And in 2017, Lewis actually sued his daughter Phoebe and Longtin for allegedly taking financial advantage of him, although that lawsuit was later dismissed. Lewis later filed bankruptcy in 1988, and his petition listed over $3 million in debts, including $2 million in IRS debts, tens of thousands in attorney's fees and medical bills. And at the time of his death, his net worth was estimated to be between $10 million and $15.4 million. As estate planning lawyers, we can't help but look at Jerry Lee Lewis's life and legacy through the lens of our own vocation. Now, most of us do not relate to his fast-living rock and roll lifestyle, although some of us may, but we can see some common estate planning issues his life raises that may be helpful for you to think about. Now, I want to discuss with you some of the issues that we in the estate planning field are keeping an eye on regarding Lewis's estate. Now, it's probably safe to bet that Phoebe, the daughter that he accused of elder abuse, will probably be disinherited by Lewis, which he is allowed to do under Mississippi law. However, there is a chance that she will not need his money, as Phoebe had her own career in music and she also works in Hollywood. Now, it remains to be seen how Lewis will treat his other surviving children in his estate plan. While many parents choose to leave their children equal amounts of money and property, the Lewis's family situation raises the question of what is fair versus what is equal. Now, every child has different financial needs. Some achieve financial independence and others struggle financially. Parents might also treat their children differently based on the age at which they had them and their finances at the time. For example, children born later after their parents have established good careers might receive more than children born earlier when their parents were not making as much. Now, splitting everything equally amongst children might not always be the fairest approach. One of the questions that comes up is how will Lewis treat his surviving spouse? Now, Lewis was married 7 times, and his marriages were not without controversy. His latest wife was by his side when he passed away. Maybe he'll reward her loyalty, but who knows? If Lewis did not have a will, then in intestate law, the law specifying what happens when you have no will, dictates what his spouse will receive and whether or not she's the primary beneficiary of his estate. Around 2/3 of Americans die with no estate plan. Now, celebrities are not immune to this lack of planning. There have been many celebrities who have died without even a basic will in place. Now, assuming Lewis had a will, he still could have left everything to his wife, or he could have left her a portion of his wealth. If the latter is true, the share could be given outright as a lump sum or held in trust and managed by a trustee to be distributed to her over time. Now, Lewis had further options for the type of trust that he used. Each type of trust has pros and cons. Now, for example, he could use what we call a Q-tip trust, and that would allow him to provide trust income to his wife, but maintain control over what happens to the trust money and property once she passes away. Additionally, he could give the trustee discretion to give his wife additional amounts during her life. Q-tip trusts are often used when somebody has beneficiaries from a past marriage but wants to provide for their current spouse if they die before them. Now, a discretionary trust set up for Lewis's wife would give the trustee discretion to make payments to her as the trustee sees fit. While this type of trust could help protect the trust money and property from creditors, money given to a discretionary trust will not qualify for the unlimited marital deduction. Now, death and taxes are inevitable. However, estate taxes may not be inevitable, depending on the size of the estate at the time of your death and how much of the lifetime exemption has already been used. Now, there's no telling exactly what Jerry Lee Lewis decided to do with his money. His wife and his children may be just as in the dark as the rest of us, and there could be some surprises lurking in his estate plan that we have yet to find out about. Now, the Lewis family asked that in lieu of donating flowers for his funeral services, donations be made in his honor to the Arthritis Foundation of Music Cares. Could Lewis have left a sizable portion of his estate to those or other charities instead of to his family? We may find out in the months ahead, or we may not. If he left the money to charity in a trust, information about his estate might not become public. Now, you don't need to be a rock and roll legend to need an estate plan. Regardless of the size of your estate, you should prepare a blueprint for how your assets will be distributed, how your debts will be settled, and how you can ensure that more of your wealth ends up with the people and causes that you truly care about. I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm attorney Kelly Longtin from Kelly Longtin Law. And if you'd like to learn more about estate planning and different topics, please like and subscribe our page below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.